Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Ignite After School Club. And what a miserable wet day it is at the moment. Unbelievable. Hopefully, you've all got home from school and you're probably all hopefully drying out at the moment. But it is very wet. Yeah, it's not great, is it? Yeah, I don't know if this was promised or not. But anyway. Hopefully you're home. Hopefully you're dry. And do you have any homework? How was today at school? Let us know on the comments. At the moment, I can see we've got Mike with us. Hi, Mike, and we've got Vicky. Great to have you here. And we've got my mum and my dad. Good to have you guys here. Say hello on the comments. Be good to hear from you. How has your day been? I've had quite a busy day, and I'm now drinking microwaved coffee because I forgot, I left it too late and I didn't have time to drink my coffee earlier. So I've now microwaved my coffee, which tastes horrible. Yeah. Anyway. Anyway, how are you guys? How are you guys doing? What have you been doing today so far? We've got fun coming up. We've got our game in a minute. I'm glad there's a few of you joined so we can actually play. We've got some jokes. Yeah, maybe they're good, maybe they're not. We've got a little bit of a talk. We've got a craft as well. We've got a craft coming up. If you would like to do the craft, you can either watch it and do it with me, or you can watch it and do it later. But the craft, you will need 2 pieces of paper. You can do it with A4 paper. You're going to need a square of paper, so you can cut that A4 down to being square. And you're going to need some scissors, and you're going to need some glue. Okay, so scissors, glue, and 2 pieces of paper. If you've got coloured paper, fantastic. If not, you can always colour it later. It's okay, but we'll have that coming up. And we've also got a challenge of the week. So the Barry versus challenge of the week, we recorded that yesterday. That was a lot of fun. So we've got that to play later on as well and see how I did. We've got Vicky says Isabel and Alfie are watching. Hey Isabel, hey Alfie, great to have you guys watching. Isabel, you did colouring and reading at school. Fantastic. That sounds really cool. I like that. That sounds brilliant. A day of craft and reading. Awesome. Now, last Saturday, some of you would have seen it. Some of you might have missed it, and you can watch it again because it's still on Facebook and on YouTube now. We did our Messy Church, and we did our first Messy Church online. It's been a long time since we did Messy Church, and it was really good. It was really fun. It went on a little longer than we reckoned it would, but it was really good. And I've had some pictures come in, and Isabel actually sent some pictures in of her doing a craft. Now, I was going to wait and show them at the next. I don't have them ready today. I was going to show them on next Messy Church, which I think I will. But I think I'll also probably show them next week on this as well, on Ignite. So you can see them before you have to wait a whole month. So I don't have them today, but thank you very much for sending your craft pictures in. It was, I have to say, you did the craft at the same time as it was being shown on screen, and you did pretty good. I mean, it was amazing. It looked even better than the one we saw on screen. It was amazing. So well done, Isabel, for that. Thank you very much. Sue's joined us as well. Hiya, Sue. Let's play our game, Build a House. This is the second time I've played Build a House today. This morning at 9 o'clock, I did a Facebook Live for Messy Church, the Bible Reading Fellowship Facebook page, and I was speaking to I was speaking to lots of people all around the world on Facebook Live this morning. It was amazing. There was people from Australia, South Africa, Scotland, Wales, Nottingham. There was a guy from Totton. So that was really good this morning, and I've got to do that again tonight. What time? 8 o'clock tonight. I've got to do the same thing again. But that was a lot of fun. Right, we're going to play Build a House, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 letters for Build a House. What do you think the first letter is going to be? Send in your comments. Did you get wet coming home from school, Isabel? My Freddie is, well, he should be home very shortly, but he's been cycling home. I know he's going to get wet. You've gone for a K. There's not a K, I'm afraid. George came home from college at lunchtime. He cycled home in the rain. We've got an E. There's not an E. I went out for a little bit of exercise before lunch, or during lunch, should I say, probably. Before lunch, during lunch? Before lunch. I went out for a little bit of exercise, and it was dry, and I didn't get wet, so that was good. O, there's not an O. I for Isabel. Isabel, there is an I. I for Isabel. There you are. There's your I. Adrian. Oh, we've already got an E, Adrian. There wasn't an E. Welcome, Adrian. Hope everything is good with you. An A for Alfie. I'm sorry, Alfie. There's no A. I wonder if there's a V for Vicky. Adrian, H for heads. That is a little clue to our challenge of the week later. You'll be able to do the challenge of the week at home. There is a H. Yeah, you'll be able to try challenge of the week at home later. Dad's gone with, Vicky's gone, hang on, Mum's gone for an R. There is an R. Vicky's gone with a B. There is a B. And Dad's gone for a T. There is a T. What's happening? Are you guys working together or something? That's not great, is it? I thought I might be on for a winner. And then you just came in with 1, 2. You came in 4 right answers in a row. And Adrian with a G. Oh, there you go. 5 correct letters in a row. That also is a clue for the challenge of the week later. So there you go. First word is bright, which is anything but what the weather is at the moment. The weather certainly is not bright. Vicky, Isabel and Alfie, I can see, are very happy that they won the first game. Right, can I win the second game? I wonder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters for the second game. Am I hopeful? I don't know. Every time I'm hopeful, I lose. An E. An E. There is an E. I'll give you that. There is an E. There you go. The penultimate letter. Vicky with an S. There is not an S. My dad's also gone with an E for E by gum. Yeah, we've had the E. Oh, my mum with an R. There is an R. Right at the beginning. Dad with a T. There is not a T. Hello, Jennifer and Kevin and Olivia. I'm guessing Aaron might be at work. Hi, guys. Hope you're well. Hope school was good, Kevin. Hope you didn't get too wet coming home. Starting to get that autumn kind of weather, isn't it? You never know whether it's going to be nice or grotty. Vicky with an O. There is not an O. Vic and Isabel with an A. There is not an A. Dad with an I for an I. There is an I. My mum with a C. There is not a C. That's part of my roof. You're all trying to think of words now, aren't you? Jennifer and Kevin with a D. There is not a D. No D. You've got 5 wrong guesses left and 2 letters to get. Vicky with a H. There's not a H. It's my little chimney. Dad with an F. There's not an F either. So I get a little window there. So 2 more windows and a door. Mum with an N. We haven't had an N. There isn't an N. A window and a door left. 2 letters to go. 2 pictures to do. Oh yeah, we had the R, Jenny. I'm hoping I've stumped you with this one. Vicky with a V, thinking I'm being sneaky. Oh, because you might think I'm done river and forgotten the last R, but I haven't. No. Jenny going with S. Oh no, we've had a S. That was one of the first ones that was a wrong answer, so it's not an S. Risen would be a good word, but it's not risen. That would be a good word. I'm not going to take that as a wrong one because we've only got one left, but that would have been, you know, it would have been a perfect word for a biblical game, wouldn't it? But it's not risen. I think I finally, after weeks and weeks, I finally stumped you. Hey, Linda, good to have you here. Right, what do you reckon it is? What do you reckon the next letter is? 2 letters to go, but I've only got a door. Everyone's scared to put the next letter down in case they're wrong and they lose it. Promise you it is a word. And it's not a Welsh word. Adrian's gone for P. And it's not a P. Hey, I've won. I've built my house. My house is built. The letters you were looking for was a G and an L. Rigel, like Nigel, but Rigel. There you go. Rigel. And it is a word. In fact, it's a name. And we'll get to Rigel later. Okay. But it's nice to win a game finally. Nice to win Build a House. I lost this morning at Build a House with Messy Church. But I won this one. So this is good. I'm happy with this. Yes, it's Rigel. And the theme, to give you another bit of a clue, the theme of today is brighter than the sun. And yes, it's not bright outside and we can't see the sun outside because it's cloudy and wet and miserable. But the theme is brighter than the sun. In fact, the Bible and the Bible verse to go with that today is, where are we? Here we go. Christ is the visible image of the invisible God. There you go. Christ is the visible image of the invisible God. And that's from Colossians chapter 1, verse 15. If you want to find that in your Bible now or later. But yeah, Christ is the visible image of the invisible God. Colossians chapter 1, verse 15. Okay, so we've come to the time. It's come for that time. It's now time for right. It is time for jokes. Freddie has literally come through the door and he looks like a drowned rat. I don't think he's going to be. I don't think he's going to be joining us. He looks a complete mess. You're soaked. He cycled 5 miles to school. He cycled 5 miles home. There you go. There's a wave from Freddie. He cycled 5 miles home, soaking wet. He's now got to get changed and go out and do his paper round. Right, here we go. Here are the jokes. Are you ready? So I asked the digital assistant earlier for 3 jokes, and I listened to probably about 30. They weren't good. It took a long time. I was given a little box of jokes by Joe and Matthew, which we might do. I haven't used them today, so I'm not sure how good these are either. I'm not sure how funny these are, but I might resort to these. But for now, we've got the digital assistant's joke. So you have to let me know whether you think it's a good joke or a bad joke. Okay, got 3. Are they good or are they bad? Joke number 1. Did you know that parallel lines have so much in common? I mean, it's just a shame that they'll never meet. Fred has just sent me a thumbs down for that one. I quite like that one. It's a bit maths, a bit of geometry there. I quite like that one. Okay, that was joke number 1. Joke number 2. Oh, this is a good one. I like this one. What do you call a hobbit in Nando's? Lord of the Wings. That's a good one. Chicken wings, Fred. Nando's. It's a chicken restaurant. Yeah, chicken wings. I like chicken wings. Ruth has just stood up for you. Well done, Freddie. Your dad's not very nice to you.
Thank you, Ruth.
He says thank you, Ruth. Okay. Joke number 3. What does a cat say when he stubs his toe? Meow! Freddie laughed at that one. He can't. What?
I need the answer.
He knew the answer. He liked that one. That was a thumbs up from Freddie with meow. So, what was your favourite? Joke 1, joke 2, or joke 3? Let me know. Not that I can pass this information on to the digital assistant, but hopefully her jokes will improve. There we go. Right, now on to what we were talking about earlier with Rigel, okay, and the theme brighter than the sun. Now, okay, I've got a picture to show you in a bit. Just get that ready there. Okay, now, brighter than the sun. Now, hopefully you're interested in astronomy and the stars and the planets and the things like that. And about 800 light years away, okay, that's a long way. 800 light years away from Earth, there sits a brilliant star named Rigel. And I've got a picture of Rigel. There you go. That is Rigel. Isn't that amazing? It's beautiful. A beautiful blue star. That's lovely. So there is Rigel, okay? And it's what scientists call a blue supergiant. Now, it's blue because it burns so hot, okay? In fact, it burns twice as hot as the sun. Now, in science, when you're at secondary school, you'll probably use in science, in chemistry, something called a Bunsen burner, and it's like a flame that you heat things up and whatever, and it works from gas. And what happens is you get a nice orange flame, which is really hot. It burns. You shouldn't touch it. It will really hurt. Okay, you get an orange flame, but if you turn the little nozzle at the bottom, that flame turns to a blue flame and it gets even hotter, okay, even hotter. So this blue flame is twice as hot Okay, so it's called a blue supergiant. It's blue because it burns so hot, twice as hot as the sun. And it's called a supergiant because, well, it's gigantic. It's 73 times bigger than our sun. Okay, so I've got a little thing here. So imagine this. Can you see there? Imagine on my finger that tiny little blue, it's a bead actually. Imagine that is our Earth. Okay, so that's Earth. Now the sun compared to our Earth is roughly, okay, is roughly that big. Okay, so that the sun is that much bigger than our Earth. Okay, so that's quite impressive, isn't it? The sun, how many times could our Earth fit inside the sun? It's incredible. Okay, so now that's the sun and this is Earth. Now imagine, if we kind of sort of like step back a bit, imagine now that this is the sun. Okay, so if this tiny little bead is the sun, which means the Earth is now like a grain of sugar kind of size, okay, then the size of Rigel compared to the sun is like the size of this dinner plate. Now that's impressive. In fact, Rigel is 73 times bigger than our sun. That's amazing, isn't it? 73 times bigger than our sun. So imagine how big Rigel is compared to Earth. And as I said, it's bright. Rigel is super bright. It's about 40,000 times brighter than our sun. And Rigel puts out about 100,000 times more energy than the sun. That doesn't quite add up, does it? Because if it's 40,000 times brighter and it puts out 100,000 times more energy, well, where did the other 60,000 come from? Now that 60,000 comes from the energy that comes from ultraviolet light, okay, which is invisible. You see? Well, I guess you don't see if it's invisible. But to give you an idea of what ultraviolet light is, I have a piece of paper here and I have a special ultraviolet torch. Okay, now if you come to our Messy Church, you'll know these torches because we use them for our hidden treasure trail because they use ultraviolet light. Okay, so there's a white piece of paper there. You can see I can shine this ultraviolet light on it. But if I go up here we go. Can you see? I'm trying to think. Oh, there you go. Here you can see. There's a little message there written with UV ultraviolet ink. Okay, so the ultraviolet torch can shine and make those words out. That's pretty cool, isn't it? If you see that paper, looks as though there's absolutely nothing on it because it's special ink. Okay, there you go with ultraviolet light. Now, most of Rigel's power is invisible, which is kind of like our God. You see, the fact is, no person has ever seen God. It says that in the Bible. No person has ever seen God. And in one of the Bible passages, in a passage in Exodus, God even said, "You cannot see my face. No one can see me and stay alive." Now, sometimes God did appear, but not in the form of God. Sometimes God would appear, he appeared in a burning bush, or as a cloud, or as a man or an angel. And like when he spoke to Abraham and when he wrestled Jacob in one of the Bible stories. Now, Moses did see God's back once, and there's a story in Exodus. God passed by, and God said that he was going to cover Moses' face as he walked past, so you couldn't see his face, but he got to see his back. But although we can't see God, we can still know what God looks like. You see, we can do that by looking through Jesus. Now, because Jesus was God, but in flesh. Jesus was God in flesh. Jesus was came to earth, was fully man, but he was fully God at the same time. And so in the Bible, that's where it says that Jesus is the visible image of the invisible God. So if we see Jesus and we see Jesus at work, we see God. Now, Jesus came to earth to show us what God looks like, or show us what God is like. And the Bible tells us all about Jesus, not the color of his eyes or the color of his skin, but the important things like his love and his kindness and the way that he helped people and how much he loved God, his Father. And God's character comes shining through when we read the Bible with the help of Jesus. His character comes shining through brighter than Rigel. So there we go. Let's see the last picture of Rigel. There you go. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? And it's huge. It absolutely dwarfs us. But there you go. There is Rigel. Have a look on Google about Rigel, Rigel, and find out all you can about it. It's amazing. It's pretty good. Right. Now, we've been talking about a star, and I've got a star craft for you to make. Okay. Now, you can watch this and do it later, or you can do it with me. But I'm going to. You need a square piece of paper. I've got some fancy coloured paper that. Oh, that probably makes your eyes go funny, doesn't it? I won't do too much of that. So you need a square piece of paper, and first of all, you need to fold this paper in half. Okay. So you're going to fold it in half. There we go. So it's folded in half right there. Okay. Now, once you have folded it in half, what you need to do is, if you break this into thirds, okay, so what you need to do is you need to bring this corner, okay, up to the top third there and fold it. I'll do it and then I'll show you. So I reckon a third is probably about there. Okay. Okay. So I reckon a third is round about there, and I'm folding that so it hits there. Okay. So it's right there. Now, once you've done that, you want to then bring this corner up. So where you've got this line here now, you want to bring that corner up there. And just bring that there. Okay, so let's start. Folded that up there to a third, and then you want to bring that up there like that. Now you've folded that up there, you want to bring this down along this line here. I'll do it and then I'll show you. Okay, so you folded that down there, and then you want to fold that one over there, and then you end up kind of a little bit like, looks like an ice cream cornet, really. So now you've done that, you want to cut this, and you want to cut roughly about here up to close to the top there. Okay, so I'll do it, and then I think that's let me just check. I think that's right. That is right, isn't it? Yes, that's absolutely right. Of course it's right. So we're going to cut that. I'll cut it and then show you. There you go. So you want to cut it like that. Now, the interesting thing, this bit here, you don't actually need anymore. If we unfold that, you kind of get a bit of a weird shape. Well, you get a star shape inside there, but you don't actually need that anymore. You need this bit, okay? Now, once you've got that, you can cut some holes out of this edge and this edge here. You can cut whatever holes you want. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to cut a few shapes here. Cut whatever shapes you want, really. Well, you don't have to cut shapes. The shapes look quite cool, but they aren't essential. But you'll see why we're cutting the shapes in a bit. Okay, so you can say as you can see, I've cut a few weird shapes there. Now, when you open this up now, you should get a star. I've got a bit of a fattish kind of star here, and depending on how you cut it, you either get a sort of a fattish star or a spindly star. Now what you can do, now you've got that, is carefully fold part of where you've got your fold. You want to, I'm not sure how to explain this. So let's go with this bottom one. Okay, you want to fold this like that, and then the next fold needs to go in, and then the next fold goes down, and the next fold goes in, and the next fold goes down, and the next fold goes in, and the next fold down, and keep on going around. The next fold in and the next fold down, and then you should get something that looks like, it's just a little bit like a starfish. Now, if you get yourself another piece of paper and lay that down, when it's down in front of you, sometimes it's a bit easier to check to see what you've done. Okay, if you get some glue, I've just got some super glue just for speed. I'm going to put a little dab of super glue there for that point there, and just stick that down. So you can take your time with this. You don't really want to rush it. But I'll stick that side down there. Hopefully that'll stick. Okay, and then I'll stick this side here. Trying not to stick my fingers together. which I've done before, which wasn't fun. Okay, and oh, that's come undone there. So just maybe give it a little bit of time to stick nicely. When you're doing this at home, you can spend a bit more time just getting it just nice and right and making it look a little bit smarter looking than this. There you go. And once you've done your decoration, once the glue is stuck, you can carefully lift it up. Hopefully it'll work. And there you go. There is your 3D star. Okay. Now it's a little fiddly, but it is really worth doing. You see how much it pops out? So there you go. You can have a go at making your very own 3D star. So spend a little time just being very careful when making it, because it is a little tricky just to get those folds right. But I've made another one here that's stuck, and that's just with plain white paper, and that looks really cool. Just white paper. I really like that one, and that's more of a more of a spiky kind of star. So there you go. There is your star craft. If you make one of them, I'd love to see a picture of it, and you can send it right here to barry@holysaviour.church, and we'll show it next week on right here on Ignite. It'd be great to see, because I love seeing your craft. When you send your craft in, it's fantastic to see what you've been doing. Right. Okay, let's just check the comments. My dad liked joke too, the Nando joke about the chicken wings. Oh, that's good. Okay. Right, so we've now come to that time when it's challenge of the week. So we recorded this yesterday. The weather was better than it is today, certainly by quite a bit. So we recorded that yesterday. So let's see how well I did with challenge of the week. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Barry versus Challenge of the Week. It's going to be an interesting one today. We've got Adrian, we've got Abby, we've got George, and we've got Freddie, and they're all going to be challenging me to heads or tails, needs to be heads, coin toss challenge. And basically what we're going to do is we've got 2 minutes to toss a coin. There we go, toss a coin. There's tails and there's heads. I've coloured the heads silver. I'm not sure if that's against the law to colour the Queen's head, but I've done it anyway. I've coloured the Queen's head silver so that we can easily see whether it's a head or a tail. So the idea is you toss a coin like so, catch it on your hand, and that is a tail. What you want to do is trying to get as many heads in a continuous line as you can in 2 minutes, and the winner is whoever has the most in 2 minutes. At the end of 2 minutes, if the last coin you have tossed is a tail, you've lost your 0. Okay, so let's see how this goes. 2 minutes on the timer. Are you ready, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Ready, set, go.
One, two, 1, 3.
Stop. And that's 1.
What's your last one?
Heads. 1.
Still 15 seconds.
I got three
four.
earlier.
Right, they've got like 12 seconds to go, and they're stopping on their last head so they don't lose out everything. On the scores for that, Abby got an impressive 4, while Freddie was close but only got 3. So at the moment, Abby's in the lead. It's now going to be Adrian and George. You ready, guys?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Ah, he's got 7. Come on.
Stop! 7.
That was scarily good. So Adrian got 7. Okay, Adrian got 7, and George, very close, got 6. So I've got 7 to beat. I'm not sure if that's possible. I preferred last week's game, the donuts. I mean, that was a skill game. This is just luck. 2 minutes to try and beat 7 heads in a row. I'm not sure if this is going to be possible. Here we go.
Go.
One, 2, 3. One. Stop on 1. That was abysmal. I got 3. Which was not very good. Adrian won with 7. Adrian won the challenge of the week. I will be looking very closely when I edit this later on. But thank you to everyone for joining us on Challenge of the Week today, and we will see you next week for another challenge, hopefully a bit more sort of skill based rather than luck. But anyway, have a good time, and we'll go back to the studio. Bye! Oh, that was terrible. There you go. There are the scores. Abby got 4, Fred got 3, Adrian got 7, George got 6, and I got 3. Yeah, just 2 minutes to toss a coin and see how many heads you can get in a row. That was so hard, and it was just luck. That wasn't skill. I mean, donuts last week, that was skill. I mean, yeah. But, well, we'll see what we have next week, what next challenge is. If you've got any ideas for challenges, send them in. If you've got any eating challenge ideas, send them in. I'm quite keen to do like a spicy or something. Oh, look, there's Freddie. Hello. But that was not great. So I lost that challenge. Unfortunately. Terrible challenge. But Adrian did well, and I did look back when I was editing it together. I had a look at what Adrian did, and no, he was right. He did it well. Yeah, I have to say it was good. So there you go. I've lost 2 now and drawn 1, but I'm still in the lead. So that's always good. I'm still in the lead. So there's still hope. Bring on next week's challenge. Hopefully I will return and I will be victorious. But let's see. If you've got any challenge ideas, email them in right here to barry@holysaviour.church, and we'll see. Because I don't come up with the challenges because People might think I'm cheating if I come up with the challenge. Adrian's been coming up with all of them so far. But because I did know the outcome of that, it allowed me to spend some time gluing down my star. So I've glued down my star now, and there you go. They would look amazing on the wall, wouldn't they? They'd look really cool on the wall. So as I say, if you do one of these stars, send me in a picture. I'd love to see it because I think they're really cool. Okay. Notices. We're coming up to the end of the show now. So it's been great spending some time with you. Hopefully you've all dried off after school. What have we got coming up? If you missed Messy Church on Saturday, you can still watch it again. You can find us on YouTube or scroll back down on Facebook right here, and you can see Saturday's Messy Church. There's some fantastic crafts on there to do. There's also Adrian did a fantastic activity of attempting to turn water into wine using some wool, which was very cool. Watch that just to see how well that worked. That was one of my favourite bits. But it was a great Messy Church, so you can watch that again. And we will be back next month. It'll be the fourth Saturday of the month. We're going to be doing Messy Church. And the other notice is we used to do something that we called the Great Bitten Bake Off. We used to do it on a Saturday. We used to do it every Saturday, but we brought it back, and we're going to do it once a month. And the first one is coming up this Saturday. Okay, so I think this Saturday is the 3rd of October, and it's October already, man. So it's the 3rd of October. Is going to be the Great Bitten Bake Off, and the theme is autumn. So you can do a theme. You can bake whatever you want, as long as it's baked. You can do whatever you want. And the theme is autumn, and that is going to be on Zoom. So you can join us and bring in your bake, and you can join us on Zoom. It's at 4 o'clock, and the details for Zoom, again, if you scroll down on Facebook, you'll see a big advertising picture of lots of little squares, and you can see lots of different things that are coming up, and it has the dates and the times and the Zoom information, how to watch it. So there you go. Have a look at that, and it'd be great if you could join us for the Bake Off on Saturday. But that's about it. We will be back here next Wednesday with a new challenge, whatever that will be, and have a great week. We're just going to finish with a prayer. Father God, please open our hearts to your word, so that we can see what you really look like. And then please help us to look more like you. And everybody said, Amen. So have a great rest of the week, guys. Hopefully we might see you at the Great Bitten Bake Off, or we might see you at the service on Sunday. But if not, hopefully we will see you next Wednesday. Have a great night. Have a great rest of the day, and